From being a human billboard to participating as a medical test subject. Homer Simpson hails as one of the funniest cartoon characters in television history. He's done some of the weirdest jobs that simply show how brilliantly dumb he is. But here's the kicker. He's also had some jobs that even the smartest people in the world pray to get. Well, in this video, we're going to explore every single job that Homer Simpson has ever done. Some of these jobs are so crazy, you might just simply want to consider going dumb. Maybe you could get such opportunities too. Is stupidity the ultimate cheat code to success? We're about to find out. Now let's dive in. Homer has held more positions inside the Springfield nuclear plant than anyone who should legally be allowed near radioactive material. Let that sink in for a moment. This is a man who once caused a meltdown because he was too busy eating a donut. Yet somehow, he's been a safety inspector, a nuclear technician, an executive with his own bathroom, Smithers replacement, vice president while high on medical marijuana, and even a temporary CEO when Mr. Burns outsourced the plant to India. Now let's talk about that India CEO position because it's absolutely crazy. Homer gets promoted to manage an entire nuclear facility in India.
Om Shabbat. Om Shabbat. Om Shabbat.
And you know what he does? He treats his employees well. He's kind. He's understanding. He gives them breaks. Mr. Burns is so furious at this display of basic human decency that he moves the entire plant back to Springfield just to stop Homer from being a good boss. Think about that. Homer was such a good manager that it made a billionaire physically angry. The pattern here is crystal clear. Every promotion is an accident. Every demotion is deserved. Homer has climbed the corporate ladder not through skill or intelligence, but through sheer chaotic luck. He's like a pinball bouncing upward through incompetence. Whether it's singing, dancing, or accidentally ruining television, Homer has tried every form of entertainment known to man. He's been a B-sharp singer who won a Grammy, a Poochie voice actor, Dancing Homer, the baseball mascot, a talk show host, and even graduated from literal clown college. Now wait, let's pause right there. Clown college. How is that even possible? We all know Homer's a clown. That's been established for 30 plus seasons. But we didn't know he was a professional clown with actual certification. This man went to an accredited institution, passed tests, learned to juggle, poorly, and walked away with a diploma that says, yes, this idiot can logically entertain children.
Got it! No shock for me!
Oh yeah!
The Krusty impersonator saga is peak Homer. He looks so much like the Krusty the Clown that even the mob can't tell them apart. Fat Tony literally tries to kill him because of mistaken identity. Homer almost gets whacked over a gambling debt he didn't even owe. That's how committed he is to the performance. He's willing to die for a gig he stumbled into by having the same face as someone else. But here's the beautiful irony. Homer fails at fame constantly, yet somehow stays famous. He's been on stage with the Smashing Pumpkins, recorded albums, hosted TV shows, and even had his own variety special. He's more famous than most real people, and he's achieved it all by being aggressively mediocre. Homer has dipped into crime more times than Fat Tony has yelled, "Get him!" He's been a beer baron during Springfield's Prohibition, a sugar smuggler, a grease salesman, a prescription drug runner smuggling pills from Canada, and even an FBI informant ratting out Mr. Burns. Usually by accident, of course. But the sugar operation, that's where things get legendary. Homer decides to go into one of the weirdest crimes imaginable. Like, forget dealing drugs or running guns, this man is out here running a black market sugar empire. He finds an overturned truck full of sugar, and instead of calling the authorities like a normal person, he sees dollar signs. He literally becomes Scarface, but with sucrose instead of cocaine. First, you get the sugar. Then you get the power. Then you get the women, he says, parodying Tony Montana while covered in granulated sweetness. How does someone become a sugar kingpin? What kind of criminal underworld exists for baking supplies?
Must protect sugar.
If crime paid, Homer would still somehow go broke. Because that's exactly what happened. Mother Nature washed away his sugar pile, using bees as an instrument to take them.
No!
Homer once had a simple life goal, though. Get paid to eat. It's the dream we all secretly have, but are too afraid to admit. And you know what? This man actually achieved it. He's worked as a Quick E-Mart employee stealing squishies, a food critic who nearly got assassinated by pastry, a short order cook, a fortune cookie writer. And how did he get the food critic job? Simply because he loved food.
Hey, listen, I just had a thought. We're looking for a new food critic.
The food critic arc is perfection. Homer gets hired because he eats literally everything without complaint. The newspaper needs someone who won't poo-poo every meal. And Homer's like, I'll eat garbage if you pay me. He starts off writing glowing reviews about every restaurant, even giving positive feedback to a slice of pizza he found under the couch. The other critics mock him for being too soft. So Homer pivots hard. He becomes the most brutal food critic Springfield has ever seen, roasting every chef in town. This backfires spectacularly when the restaurant owners band together to murder him with a poison eclair containing 25 pounds of butter.
Well, I say we ban Homer from our restaurants.
No, that would be impolite. I say we kill him.
Despite Homer being the dumbest man on the planet, he has become quite the inventor. Few people have created more businesses or bankrupted them faster. He invented the Homer car that destroyed his brother's company, ran the legendary Mr. Plow snow removal service, owned CompuGlobal Global Hyper Mega Net during the dot-com boom, did chiropractic work out of his garage, ran Uncle Homer's daycare center, built Spring Shield security, designed Olympic mascots, and more. Homer has started enough companies to make Elon Musk nervous. None of them made money. But let's talk about Tamako, because this is where things get absolutely wild. Farmer Homer created something legendary that many want. It makes me question if, despite being dumb, he's still smarter than us all. See, Homer accidentally combines tobacco seeds with tomato seeds, fertilizes them with plutonium, as one does, and creates the world's first addictive vegetable. It's simultaneously a health food and a nicotine delivery system. It's the cigarette company's wet dream.
Tobacco? That's pretty clever, Dad. I mean, for a product that's evil and deadly.
Laramie Cigarettes offers him a fortune for the crop. We're talking retire forever and buy Springfield money. And what does Homer do? He screws up the negotiations so badly that he walks away with nothing. The tobacco gets destroyed by farm animals who've become addicted to it, and the whole empire crumbles. That's Homer, stumbling into genius-level innovation through sheer stupidity, then fumbling the bag so hard it evaporates. Apart from being a master inventor, he's worked for the government in ways that should honestly terrify every taxpayer. Somehow, Springfield keeps putting Homer into public office, and every single time it ends in catastrophe. He's been a sanitation commissioner who blew the entire city budget and caused an ecological disaster so bad they had to move Springfield 5 miles away. He was the mayor of New Springfield after the town split by area code. He's been a police chief, a town crier, literally walking around yelling news like it's 1776, and even a Meals on Wheels driver who threatened elderly people with jail time if they didn't eat. But wait, a police chief? A man who sees breaking rules as a norm? That's just crazy.
Am I getting warmer?
Clancy, you're a disgrace! And in my blind rage, I hereby turn over all this town's police duties to Homer Simpson and Spring Shield. Woohoo!
Homer formed Spring Shield, a private security company, after the actual police failed during a crime wave. The mayor is so impressed, desperate, that he fires Chief Wiggum and gives Homer the badge. Homer immediately arrests Fat Tony and his entire crew, and Springfield becomes crime-free for approximately 24 hours. Then Fat Tony threatens to kill him. Nobody in town will defend him except Ned Flanders, and Homer realizes that being a cop is actually dangerous. Who knew? Outside working for the government, he's had some specialized roles in the military that prove the Department of Defense in Springfield has zero standards. Homer has served the country, mostly by accident, in more branches than most career soldiers. He's been recalled to the Army after his old sergeant showed up at a dinner, joined the Navy Reserves, captained a submarine during war games, worked as a bodyguard for Mayor Quimby and Mark Hamill, led a vigilante group against the cat burglar. Let's repeat his craziest military job.
Very well, then. I'm a captain. Mr. Moe, steady as she goes.
Captain of a submarine. That shows you how crazy the cartoon universe is. Letting a dumb man like that captain a vessel that could easily drift into enemy waters and cause an international incident. And you know what? He almost does. During a routine war games exercise, Homer nearly starts World War III because he doesn't understand the difference between a drill and actual combat. The man literally goes, "Mr. Sulu, make a left," like he's ordering a pizza, not commanding a nuclear submarine. Let's go to his slightly more normal jobs, though. Normal is doing some heavy lifting here. Despite having no artistic skill whatsoever, Homer has created culture in Springfield. He's been an outsider artist whose rage-fueled sculptures got exhibited in galleries, a film consultant who rewrote Mel Gibson's movie, a personal assistant to Alec Baldwin and Kim Basinger, a songwriter who wrote Everybody Hates Ned Flanders with Dave Byrne, a composer and manager for Lisa during her Little Star Maker phase, and even a victory dance choreographer for celebrities. And the craziest job here, though? Victory dance choreographer. Like, not a regular choreographer, a victory dance choreographer. You must really know how to celebrate.
My caramba.
I'm number one. I beat my son. Victory is mine. So kiss my behind.
This man gets hired by Tom Brady and Michelle Kwan to design their touchdown celebrations and Olympic routines. Think about that. Professional athletes at the peak of their careers look at Homer Simpson and go, "Yes, this is the man who will teach me how to properly glow." He even gets asked to choreograph the Super Bowl halftime show. The Super Bowl! That's like 100 million viewers watching Homer's creative vision. Of course, Homer has no idea what to do, so he teams up with Ned Flanders and creates a deeply Christian halftime show that gets immediately booed by everyone. But still, he got the gig. Then his careers get really physical. Homer has the athletic ability of a potato, but that hasn't stopped him from becoming a boxer, cannonball catcher, baseball player, mountain climber sponsored by Power Sauce, truck driver, arm wrestler, and Little League coach. Like, imagine dumb, frail, stupid Homer as a boxer. Crazy thing, his boxing technique is revolutionary in all the wrong ways. He doesn't throw punches, he just absorbs them.
Way to go, Dad! Take those punches!
His strategy is literally to let his opponent punch him in the face over and over until they get tired, and then he wins by default. Short, non-physical Homer, a baseball player too. Like, how is that? He probably doesn't even know where the net is. Wait, wrong sport, but you get the point. In sports terms, Homer is undefeated at losing. Every physical job he takes ends with him either hospitalized, humiliated, or both, and yet he keeps coming back for more. Then we move from a sporty dude to a religious guy. But this religious side is rather opposite ends of the spectrum. On Christ's side, he becomes a missionary in the South Pacific after fleeing the mob.
Gather around, everyone. I'm going to teach you about religion. Oh, God, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God. Please.
He's literally on the run from Fat Tony and somehow ends up spreading the gospel in a tropical paradise. The church recruiters interview him and two other guys, and Homer gets hired because you two haven't said a word. I like that. You're hired. That's it. No theological training. No background check, just vibes. Homer becomes a missionary through the power of shutting up for 5 seconds. And on the devil's side, he becomes a cult member working unpaid labor in the fields for the Movementarians, basically a fake religion that brainwashes people. He's brainwashed, broke, and picking vegetables for a charismatic leader who promises enlightenment. Just such a contradictory character, but what do you expect when you're dealing with Homer Simpson? He goes into transportation and does some of the craziest things imaginable. If it moves, Homer has crashed it. He's been the legendary Mr. Plow with the catchiest jingle in television history, a monorail conductor who saved Springfield from disaster, a chauffeur for Classy Joe's driving Mel Brooks around town, a paramedic who didn't know where the hospital was, a railroad engineer hauling napalm, an astronaut who almost died eating chips in space, and of course a trucker who discovered the secret of self-driving trucks. The dumbest person on TV became a railroad engineer. Homer and Bart get stranded somewhere, find a train full of highly explosive napalm, and Homer's just like, guess we're the train conductors now? No training, no license, no concept of what napalm is. Even just pure confidence and a complete disregard for federal transportation law. They presumably make it home without incinerating half the state, which is more luck than skill. And even the craziest one, an astronaut. What is the average man doing wrong and Homer doing right? Is being dumb the cheat code? NASA sends Homer to space to boost ratings because space launches are boring. He's selected as the average American, which is either inspiring or deeply depressing depending on your perspective. He almost kills Buzz Aldrin by releasing potato chips into zero gravity, shorts out the navigation system with flying ants, and nearly burns up on re-entry. But he saves the day by sealing the hatch with a carbon rod. And somehow, he's a hero. The dumbest man on the planet, also the funniest, made his way into education. And honestly, every student he has ever taught deserved a full refund and possibly therapy. Yes, somehow Homer has taught people. He's been a marriage counselor for celebrity couples, a teacher at the Adult Education Annex giving tips on successful marriage, which nearly ended his own, and even a guest lecturer at Springfield Elementary. But the craziest one, though, guest lecturer. But this one is funny because I'm not even certain he understands words in a book.
Hey, I came here to be drugged, electrocuted, and probed, not insulted.
We could remove the crayon for you. It could vastly increase your brain power.
After doctors remove a crayon lodged in his brain, yes, really, Homer becomes temporarily intelligent and gives a lecture at the school about the dangers of sticking things up your nose. The marriage counseling gig is equally disastrous. A famous baseball player and his pop star wife hire Homer and Marge as their relationship coaches, which is insane because Homer's marriage advice usually consists of just agree with whatever Marge says and hide in the garage when you mess up. Then we move to the final category, his one-off jobs. He's a crazy guy who's somehow been everything from A to Z without any of it making sense. This is where the chaos truly lives. Homer's been a mall Santa who stole from the tip jar, a safety salamander mascot teaching kids about power lines, a medical test subject who had a crayon removed from his brain, Mr. Burns' prank monkey whose only job was throwing pudding in Lenny's eye, a conspiracy blogger known as Mr. X, who accidentally exposed real government secrets, a human billboard advertising blue pants on his actual body, a roadie for rock stars during a benefit concert, a sprawl mark greeter who defended underpaid workers' rights, an acrobat faking his identity in China, an auto dialer scammer asking for dollars from Ollie to Booger, and even Death himself, the actual Grim Reaper. At this point, the writers were just having fun. They'd throw Homer into any situation and see what stuck. Mall Santa? Sure. Human billboard? Why not? Each single one of these jobs is not only funny, but completely bizarre in its own right. The medical test subject gig changed his IQ temporarily. The conspiracy blogger accidentally became a truth teller. The human billboard proved capitalism has no limits. And the mall Santa? That was episode 1. Homer has been weird since day 1, and he's never stopped. So there you have it. Every job Homer Simpson has ever had. categorize, and analyze. The dumbest man on television has held more jobs than anyone on the planet. And here's the kicker. Some of these jobs aren't just decent gigs, they're top tier. Creme de la creme. Positions with crazy salaries that people spend decades trying to achieve. Homer stumbled into them by being aggressively incompetent. He's been an astronaut, a Grammy-winning musician, a CEO, a police chief, a talk show host, and literally bodyguard to celebrities. The man has no skills, no work ethic, and the IQ of a ham sandwich, yet he's achieved more than most Harvard graduates. Take it to the comments. Which of these crazy jobs would you want to do? And what would you call the craziest one on our list? Is it the victory dance choreographer? The sugar kingpin? Let me know, because honestly, I can't decide.